Okay, we'll wait another minute or two.
A couple minutes left.
Yeah.
5:58.
Oh, yeah, I was very pleased.
Well, you've been able to without that response.
Yeah, exactly.
Is everything running smoothly, Tom?
Yeah, I haven't had any problems that we can't fix.
Okay.
Have you had much problem with COVID?
No, just an employee.
Yeah.
You just don't know, though. Most of them probably.
You don't know.
Hey guys, this is Ryan.
Hey, Ryan. Okay, I'm getting ready to start in another minute. Thanks for calling in.
Sure.
Nice shirt, Bob. I like it.
Yeah, oh good, yeah. It's a Hawaiian shirt that actually shows all the Hawaiian Islands.
Really nice.
Yeah. This is one of my dressier ones. Okay, hi, it's 6 o'clock. I'm going to call the regular Park and Rec meeting to order. For attendance, we know that Missy and Brendan will not be at the meeting. We have Mary Ellen, myself, and Don here. Ryan is on the phone, and so we need one other person. Oh,
this is Sarah.
Is that Sarah? Oh, Sarah. Okay, so we have four, and I don't know, Tim Gavin, I don't know where he's at, but we have four, so we have a quorum. Okay. First item is to approve the previous minutes, unless anybody has something to add to the minutes or subtract. I don't hear. How about Sarah and Ryan? Do you have anything to say about the minutes? No? Okay.
No.
So Mary Ellen, can you make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay. How about Ryan or Sarah? Could you second, please?
I'll second the motion. This is Sarah.
Okay, thanks. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
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 Yeah. Sarah?
Aye.
Okay, good. All right, so the minutes have been approved. Okay, director's report, update on programs and facilities for the very busy summer season here, Don.
Okay, starting off just with summer staff, we have at our day camp 26 counselors, 2 supervisors, 1 nurse, and we have 15 kids over there that are volunteer counselors in training this year. I have 7 lifeguards and 6 people are parking attendants. Our day camp, we are in week 2 right now. It goes from June 27th to August 5th, Monday through Friday, 9 to 2 over at the high school. There are currently 226 people registered for day camp, and there's a waiting list of an additional 17 that we're not getting in. And I just want to point out that everything's going fine over there. Kids are doing a great job. Supervisors are doing a great job. But I believe there's 10 to 15 more kids that are registered for our day camp than attend the Lime School during the school year. It's big. A little too big, I think, but we're making it work.
Is this the biggest you've ever had it? About?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Our aftercare programs, we have something going on each week. Last week we completed our soccer program. We had 31 kids there. We are in next to last day today for our bike week, where they're going over safety and scenario tips for biking, group rides and stuff like that. And I'd like to point out that Steve Morrissey from Morrissey Cycles of Lyme came down here on Tuesday and gave a nice presentation about bike safety and maintenance, etc. Next week we have a variety of sports camp. The following week after that, July 18th through the 22nd, we have basketball camp. July 25th through the 29th, we have tennis. And then our last week, coinciding with the day camp, August 1 through 5, we have another variety of sports camps. And all those programs are full, and there's waiting lists for every one of them. We just finished our basketball camp, June 27th through July 1st, over at the middle school gym for boys grades 4 through 8, and we had 25 participants in that. We have 2 Community Athletic Solutions soccer camps scheduled. One starts on Monday, July 11th through the 15th, and the second one is August 1st through 5th up at Townwoods Park. Each of those camps will have 3 sessions, depending on sign-ups and ages. And I received all the equipment this afternoon that goes to that camp. And that's it for our summer camp stuff. Fall soccer, I projected that registration will be open on Rec Desk starting Monday, August 1st, and we'll go until we have a coaches meeting on Saturday, September 10th, to make the teams and go over the season details. And the season is scheduled to run Saturdays from September 17th through October 29th, and that gives us a 7-week season. And I've kept Saturday, November 6th, open as a possible makeup day if needed because of weather. If we get too far into November, we lose things because of weather anyways. Facilities, Cross Lane, White Sand Beach, Townwoods Park, and Haynes Park. All facilities are obviously open and fully operational. Recently, we've had some situations at Haynes Park wherein the water test conducted by Ledge Light Health District showed a higher than acceptable level of bacteria in the areas. The area was closed for swimming. These standards are determined by the state of Connecticut. Retests were satisfactory, and the areas were reopened after, 4 or 5 days. And it should be noted, because a lot of people ask, that these test samples are taken in the Haynes Park area and not at other places in Rogers Lake. So that's all it applies to. Just for general information, other Oline test sites that these folks do include Point of Woods. This is on a weekly basis. Point of Woods, Oline Shores, Old Colony Beach, Soundview Beach, Miami Beach, Hawks Nest Beach, and White Sand Beach. Obviously, White Sand Beach and Soundview Beach come into our jurisdiction. At Townwoods Park, we are currently having a situation with an excessive amount of clover appearing on the fields. These fields need to be treated. I've started discussions with the maintainer as to the method to do this, the products that we use, the costs, and the timing, which are all very important, and updates will follow. What happens after this clover stuff? And you'll notice there's clover popping up all over the place in Oline.
I happened to go there and I saw it.
Yeah. So what happens is Japanese beetles will move in, which then produce grubs, which then produce animals digging up the grubs, which chews up the ground. So I'll keep you updated on what's going to happen with that. We got to schedule stuff. Obviously, we had to wait for the new budget season here to get some funding for this, and we're trying to schedule it around soccer camps and stuff like that as well, because we'll have to close the park down for at least a day probably. And that's it.
Okay, great. Any questions or comments for Don? Anyone?
I would like to add one more thing. Sorry.
Okay.
I'd just like to give a nice shout out and to Winnie for her help at what she's doing for us, and also the supervisors, Katie Battolino and Danny McCarthy at the day camp, and all the staff that's working very hard over there, because those are not easy jobs nowadays, and they're doing a great job with a lot of people. So.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that to say that it's shown that what a great job that both you and Winnie are doing, Don, in the fact that all these programs, more people are signing up than we even anticipated. Like there's waiting lists and all that, so obviously everyone is probably going to really enjoy having the additional programs that you and Winnie have been able to introduce.
Thank you. Going through the fall and winter prior to next spring, Wendy and I have already partially discussed it. We might consider changing the day camp operation a little bit. We might have to break it into two groups if we're able to do that, one at the high school and one at the middle school, because of the number of kids and the facilities, stuff like that. But obviously, there's a lot that goes into that. There will be additional staff to handle two sites, and the facilities are available. We got to work that all with District 18, and so just words to the wise. I'll be discussing it more into the fall and winter as to maybe changing up things a little bit next year.
Okay, great.
Getting too big.
Great. Plus, everybody wants to get out these days. You have to be locked up or not locked up, but a lot of activities have been curtailed the last couple of years. Okay. The next part is the old business, the signs for Haynes Park. Don, you're still going to order those?
Yes.
At some point? Yes. Okay. And then the other one is that the inland wetlands people did a site walk on June 15th to look at. They already looked at where the sidewalk to the boathouse was going to be. That was previously approved, but then we switched the position of the pavilion a little bit from the initial spot based on improvements that were made down at Haynes Park, especially with tree trimming and things like this. So on the 15th, I happened to be there just to answer any questions, which there weren't any questions. And I found out last week that they approved the sites that we were talking about. So that's good. So we can go ahead with what we have to do out there. And the first step would be to, we're trying to get a little meeting together. Now, it's a little tricky because Phil Parchik just retired from being the facilities director, and we have a new facilities director, Tom Meyer. I'm going to try and get Tom and Phil together with myself, Don, and Winnie to go over where the new concrete pad is going to be located along with the adjoining sidewalks. So that's good. So we'll be able to go ahead and put the concrete sidewalk down and also the pad for the eventual pavilion. As far as the next part, anyone have any questions about that? No. So everything is a go. It just took a little while to get all things in order there. As far as the pavilion is concerned, we're at the point where we have to pick out a stain and the shingles. But more importantly, I'm afraid with some of the vandalism that goes down there, that's really important to have security cameras out there before we have a pavilion installed. I'm afraid that will possibly be vandalized based on the vandalism that's occurred down there in the past, and also to the new restroom building that we installed down there. So I'm in the process of trying to find out when the rescue money is going to be available to go ahead with the project, because not the Haynes Park security cameras are tied into a whole bigger program that the town plans to put other cameras in other public spaces and also have something on a cloud which improves the acuity of what you see. It improves how long you can store things on the cloud, all this, and it also includes immediate notification of police and fire or emergency vehicles that would have to be at any site. So once we find out when that's going to happen, we already put in the order for the pavilion and put down a down payment on that. And I also put a call into the Bill, who's the representative we were dealing with Barnyard, to find out what the lead time would be in order to put the pavilion out. Hopefully we can get it in there early this fall. We'll see. I'm not guaranteeing that, but once I speak to Bill from the Barnyard Company, we'll get a better idea of what to do. Now, I spoke briefly with Don, and I sent a couple of the handouts to everyone about different stain colors and also different shingle covers for the hip roof that will be over the 12 by 22 foot pavilion. And I'm sorry, the type of pavilion we're getting is one of the handouts I sent around is the Easton Pavilion. It's the second one down from the top, and they have a couple examples of it on that page. And I guess what Don and I thought would be nice we find out from Bill Parchik what type of roof shingle he put on the restroom so we can put one very similar onto the pavilion. And the second thing is there's 6 stain colors because we get a stain with this purchase. And Don and I, we talked a little bit about it, and basically maybe a muted type of wood stain of some sort might look nice, not a real dark one. And when you look at the stains that I sent around for everybody, the 2 most muted ones seem to be the walnut stain and the mahogany stain. Now, mahogany's a little darker, right, Don?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so maybe the walnut stain, or maybe if we wanted just to leave it natural wood, we could just get the natural stain. What do you think? Mary Ellen, what do you think?
Or the lighter, myself.
The lighter. Well, that's why when I speak to Bill, I'm going to ask him what's the lightest stain.
Because I don't want it to be exactly like the boathouse and the bathroom colors. I thought this would make it stand out but not be.
Yeah. And in fact, the position we're moving it will be partially blocked by the restroom.
Right.
So, but to keep it a wood look like you see in the diagrams of the different pavilions is probably the nicest thing to do. And we just match up the roof shingles.
The roof shingles, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Don? What do you think?
Makes sense.
Did anyone else have any else?
Yeah,
hear from anybody after the email?
Huh?
Did anyone answer the email? Were there?
No. I haven't heard anything. That's why I'm going to ask Sarah and Ryan. What do you think about that overall approach? Sarah, Ryan.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good with that. I like the idea of matching the shingle, and the walnut stood out to me as well. Something light and muted.
Yeah, something light, or I'm going to ask Bill. I don't know. Would we want the natural? So it'd be basically the color of treated wood. Treated wood doesn't look all that great, but something like the walnut might be nice if that's the lightest one. Ryan, how about you?
Yeah, I agree. I like the idea of matching the shingles, and I'm not very good when it comes to stain colors, but walnut looks good to me, or the natural would be fine for me.
Yeah.
Do they coat it? Do they do something so it doesn't get? You know how sometimes when you put natural shingles on houses, they get black and.
Well, they weather.
But some of them get. I wonder if they. I don't want to see that happen.
No. Well, I said.
So the different stains would protect it from doing that, correct?
Right.
Even if it's natural, it's still got something on it, doesn't it?
Yeah. They put like a clear stain. Yeah. But I think the walnut would be, because basically if you look at the boathouse and that building, it's kind of muted color.
Yeah. They don't stick out. They
so
they blend, and I think at a lake you want it to blend with your.
Yeah, and so I think that'll all work. And as far as Phil Parchik will be able to tell us exactly what type of, basically some sort of gray shingles are on the roofs of those buildings, if you recall looking at.
I think they are.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, so we'll get Phil to try and match up the shingle as best as we can with the shingle colors that Barnyard has.
Okay.
For the roof shingles. Okay, you guys good with that, Sarah and Ryan?
You bet.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, great. All right. Now, I will keep everyone informed as far as what's going on with the rescue money that's needed to put all this security hardware throughout the town, including Haynes Park.
So they don't have an idea of when this is going to...
Well, I tried to stop in and see Tim Griswold today, but he was not in the office to find out when things are going to be released. I haven't met the new facilities guy, but I'm hoping to get a meeting together maybe next Tuesday or something.
Is that Tom that's on the Harbor Commission?
Tom Meyer.
Yeah.
Is he on the Harbor Commission?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, all right, well, that's who it is then.
Yeah.
And so to meet down there to go over at least what we can put the concrete sidewalks and pad down. Yeah, and we get Tom Macknick also involved because he's the liaison to Macknick Brothers that Phil Parchik already worked it out to have them to do this work. So, okay, next thing, so we took care of the stains, the concrete base for the pavilion and the sidewalks. Next is new business. Does anyone have any new business?
I just have one question.
Yes.
I promise it'll be Is the swim area at Hayes Park even smaller this year?
Not smaller than it has been.
No.
It looked smaller the last 2 days because the way they anchor the float, the upright float with cinder blocks, kids pull on the rope and pull it in, and we just pulled it back out the other day.
Because a couple people asked me if it was smaller, and I said,
Well, the water is also receding, so that
years ago it seemed smaller to me, and now I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it is pretty
This is the story. It's basically how it's been for a long time. The kids do pull the buoy lines in. Lifeguards just put them out a couple days ago, and the water is receding, which also makes it look
a lot.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so
I think we're in a moderate drought or something around
it's coming, yeah.
this area, so the lake is.
And have we seen any use on the kayak launch down there?
I haven't seen anybody use it.
I haven't. I've seen one person, but without a kayak on the kayak.
On the 4th, I saw a lady with her launch out there. That was pretty ingenious.
Yeah, but we'll find out maybe from the kayak group what do they think about the use or.
I hope people know about it. They must know about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I hope so. We've talked about it here, plus. You can see there's a special little kayak launch out there.
Yeah.
And I hope the wetlands, the Harbor Commission people that pass the word around. So we'll see. But, it's just starting to get warm, too.
Well, this is true.
Yeah, so maybe there'll be a little bit more activity out there. Okay, I don't have any other new business other than the fact that most summers we take either July or August off from having a regular meeting, so I'm suggesting that maybe in the August meeting we just cancel that meeting. Don, you're okay with that?
Fine with that.
Yeah?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, just it's summertime. So we're not going to have a meeting in August, so the next meeting would be the first Thursday in September. Of course, Don and I will keep everyone informed of anything that may come up in the meantime. And then we go to the next one, correspondence. And at the last meeting that we had, Don and Winnie were asked to put out a communication to the LAX people, Hillary and Phil Orlando. And they did that on June 10th. And we all got a copy of that, and I'm not quite sure what day Phil Orlando responded, but he responded, and they're going to try and get the Valley region to cooperate with the. Did you find out anything else about why soccer's allowed out there, Don? Or
No.
Yeah, and for some reason they don't let the lacrosse people practice on one of their school fields or a couple of their school fields there. So hopefully we'll find that information out before we get to the next lacrosse season. And hopefully, I think they also said that there was a new athletic director coming.
They just hired one.
Yeah, so maybe with the new athletic director, that can all be worked out for the next lacrosse season. Anybody want to, could you please attach the two letters, the one from Don?
Okay.
And from Phil Orlando, the response from him.
Oh,
to,
okay.
to the,
So Don's
on-
email to,
that was on June 10th. Now, I don't have the date of Bill.
and their response.
They responded a week or so later.
Okay.
And if you can just attach that under correspondence. Okay. Now, the next one is public comment. There's no one here in the room for public. How about telephone land? Any public comment? No, hearing none. Motion to adjourn. Ariel.
Move to adjourn.
Would somebody, Ryan or Sarah, would you second that, please?
I'll second.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, good. Okay, we're done in 24 minutes.
That's a
Okay?
record.
Yes, yeah. Okay, thank you all, and enjoy the summer. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys. Good
bye.
night.
Okay, right, bye.